Hey, Don here. Okay, we're back, and I'm off the camera right now. I'm trying to make sure everything's working. Actually, I can get right over here and do that. Okay. And get in the picture a little bit. Okay, pause my preview there. Okay, so I was so rudely interrupted by my medicine delivery. I'm glad part of it came. The rest of it's going to come Monday or Tuesday. So anyway, back to working on my mom's Distros hot rod PC is what it's called. You can't see it good, but that's it up there. Okay, so I'm getting ready to. I want to upgrade the operating system, but first I got to back everything up to my Seagate USB hard drive, which is up in here in my rack, right in there. And I could take it out, but I believe I went ahead and brought this in here so that now I've got it in here and I can work on it anytime I want to instead of waiting until I can get into Mom's room. I was going to take my little hard drive in there and back it up and then set up the e-machines for her to use, put all of her data in the e-machines. That's it down here. That's what I'm fixing to drag out. Not so much because I need it right now, but I'm not going to do that now. I'm just going to go ahead and try to hurry up, try to get this all backed up. If she needs her machine, I'll give it back to her, but of course after I get it backed up. I'm getting confused. But the E-Machines has I have a 4-port KVM switch up under here. Now I can switch to use the same mouse and keyboard and monitor on any of 4 computers. But so that cable is the only one that I'd want to unplug is plugged into the E-Machines here, and I think maybe I can get to it. Started to say maybe I ought to shove this keyboard. This is a keyboard tray. I was talking about this rack whenever I had to quit the last stream. This rack is a computer rack that I got. A guy gave me when I was working in telecommunications as an installer in the telecommunications business. In telephone company central offices is what they're called. We were installing equipment. Anyway, this guy in another company was replacing the rack with a newer one, and he asked me and my buddy. We were talking to him. Actually, my buddy was talking to him, and then I joined in and got mouses and mouses and keyboards everywhere. So I'm gonna lay that down. That one's been up in there so long it's filthy. Wow. I was gonna wipe it off, but it really needs to go. I've already got I might go take it out there and blow it off. But with my air compressor, that's what it needs. Trying to figure out where to put it. I put it under there, and I'll probably roll that table and roll it over it. So I'll put it up on top of that stuff. Okay. It's my USB, my plug-in end of my USB camera there that's dangling, but there's still some dust on here. That keyboard collected all the dust. That keyboard was plugged into one of my machines. A lot of my older machines, they won't recognize USB until the operating system boots up. So you have to have, that's as far as that will go. Those cables won't reach. The way I have them routed, they will reach all the way out to where my table is. They won't reach like that. Oh, there we go. I'm going to unplug that audio cable. I don't think I'll be needing it. Now, the only thing that's in there now is the network cable and the that's going to have to be rerouted up above the rack to reach out here far enough. Darn it. Okay, so the only trouble with that is these screws for the VGA connector will hang on everything when you start pulling it through a rack. Yeah. So anyway, I got it because I like audio. We were into audio gear and thought it was going to be a 19-inch rack. Turned out it was a 20 or 21-inch rack. But I mean, you can put. I've got audio gear in it. You may have seen before. I actually happen to have some rack ear extenders that I got somewhere, and so it makes my audio gear fit. But yeah, they're probably, this thing must be a screws to screws. It looks like it's so 19, 20, 21, 22, 23. It must be around 23 inches. That's what I'm guessing. I'm just kind of counting those. Can't see it, but I can see those. I can see the pre-drilled holes in my rack ear extender. Anyway, that was off of some old computer gear that I had got. Actually, I got some. I've got an incomplete system that I always wanted to get the parts for and make it work. I bought it at an auction with some other stuff, but it's a real professional video editing computer from back in the 90s, 80s, yeah, 90s. And I don't think they had them in the 80s, but it works with 3/4 inch video tape decks. And I gotta get this cable pulled. I think I can get a hold of it. Pull it back and then reroute it. And of course something else fell. Bumped into my power supply for my laptop. I got more cables going through here. So anyway, yeah, I got that computer rack and I love it. I use it for a combination bedside table and audio rack and computer rack all together. It's hanging on something. Maybe if I move this computer, I can move it down into the floor now, since I don't have this plugged into it anymore. Actually, this would have made it all the way out to here like I suspected, but it was hung on something, I guess. But the one that I'm trying to, I don't know what's holding it up. It doesn't want to go through. I hope I didn't ride it through. Really, it's pulling like it's hanging on something. And once I get to those big ends, it ain't going nowhere. I don't understand what's holding it. Shouldn't be anything. It shouldn't be in a really tight spot. I put tape around those to try to make it slide through. Oh, now my cable dropped down because I let go of it. I don't understand what's got a hold of it. I think it's just a wad of cables. Yeah, I think so. Dang it. You put something somewhere and then you put another something somewhere, and the next thing you know, they're all wrapped around each other. And this rack is made, there was actually standards the way you had to you're supposed to use string, and you had to learn these special knots. You were only one, remember GTE Telephone Company? That was the only one where you could use zip ties on your cables. Everywhere else you were supposed to use this string and tie it in certain ways. We had to go to school to learn a lot of that stuff. Anyway, there we go. It was those cables. So here we are. Now I got to get this back up again, and if I bring it through right up here, it'll reach. Or I used to always bring it through here because it was usually stayed plugged into this laptop. I think I'll bring it through here. Well, I might bring it through where the laptop is. Anyway, trying to think of what will give me the least trouble next time. That's what I'm trying to think of. Okay, I know which one it is. How am I going to get it? Yeah, that's it. Always try to hang on to both ends at the same time if you can. Okay. Now, if I can get this to go. Trying to move this box out of the way so that I can reach around here. I don't want it to, my computer got shoved back by my microphone when I moved it around. And I don't want this hanging on those cables on that computer. It should be down below the computer anyway. Now I would rather bring it through here. Got a little cable. There we go. Got a little cable that was trying to my mic. I didn't even need this today. You know what? There's a cure for that problem. I was using this earlier, but now I'm not. So let's just put that one up. It's just complicating matters. Yeah, but anyway, they're all up and down the sides of the rack. You can tie things to that and make it real nice and neat. But you know what? You're going to have really long cables to do all that, to route them the long way home like that. And so I don't have too many cables that are long enough to do that. I've got a few on that side that are routed that way. Okay, I don't want to be unplugging anything on my camera or anything. There we go. Now, that's how I usually just either plug it in here. Sometimes I'll drop it down and plug it into another computer. Okay, now what? Now this, I think I'll leave it over there close to the back side of that table. And I'm going to switch my scene to both cameras. I think. Let's see. Actually, yeah. Okay, for now. Yeah, so now I can plug this up. Let's put this back up in there and get it out of the way. What have I got going here? Okay. What I'll probably do is when this AS Rock, I'll call it because of the AS Rock motherboard, when I put it in there for Mom to use, I'll probably put that one in the rack space down here. I think it'll fit if it's not too wide to go with those other computers. I'll probably do it either way, even if I have to take one of them out. But for right now, I think I'll put it back up under here. The cable's has turned into a rat's nest. Oh, let's get this audio cable out of there. It's gonna get hung up. I was trying to get. I thought I wanted some audio coming out of it the other day, and I hooked it up. And I don't have enough cables to leave things connected anymore, so I got to hook things up as I need them. Okay. Now, if I can get junk back out of the way enough. What's that? That's okay, mouse cable, keyboard for this other machine up here. Oh, that's that mouse that fell, looks like. I know from experience if I put it back up on the rack, it'll just dangle down in front of everything. So I won't do that yet. Yeah. That network cable that's plugged into this machine. I think if I get everything just right, I can shove it back in there without getting things in a bind, you know. Or setting this, I don't want this sitting on top of any of those cables. Yeah. There, it went without, I didn't feel anything binding, so I think we're all right. Yeah, some of those older machines have to have. Right now I'm going to put that dirty keyboard back up there. No, let's leave it out to remind me to do something about it. That's so dirty. It needs to be blown off. Okay, now. Let's hook this up. Now I think I'll change my camera back to camera 1. So what I'm actually doing here. Okay, so yeah, let's get this tape off of here. I forgot to leave double it over where it'd be easy to get untaped. Let's see. Oh, there we go. Yeah, that's the only. That really helps when you got something sticking out on something like that. You can't route that through anywhere pulling it backwards without. If you put some tape on there, I'll put that up there for right now. Put some tape on there because I need to do something like that again. And you always got to. Plugging and unplugging these VGA cables, man, those pins will bend so easy. This one has all its pins. A couple of them are broke, but they still actually work. And you don't see any difference in the video. I'm not quite sure what it is that's broke. You know, what the function of it was. But luckily, the ones that broke did not mess up my video. I think on one of them it won't go as high resolution as it should. I think that's what happened. Let's see. Yeah, that's all I need. Now I'll have USB, VGA, and network, in case I need that. Now, I don't think it's going to come on until I turn it on. I'm going to leave it over this way so that I'm going to flip that back. I'll show you. This is what I like about these cases. Are we going to see it? What happened to my other camera? Go to sleep or something? Maybe if I switch off to desktop or something and go back. It's plugged in, I think. Shouldn't be running out of battery power or anything. There, it's back. I don't know why it did that. I think it's going to sleep and doesn't want to wake up. Okay, now there's the machine. You can see the front of it. Okay, I'm using the preview to start my... Okay, let's see anything else? No. Except for switch. Let's switch over to that. Yeah, I can leave it like that. I won't be able to won't be able to switch my view until I go back to the other machine, but that's all right. Okay, well, we'll boot it up. Make sure it all works good. Now you should be seeing everything just fine, even though I can't see what you can see anymore. Okay. I see it's booting up on the monitor though. Let me open up my laptop lid so that I can get this preview going again. Make sure I'm still live and worldwide. It's work. Well, that's playing the playback. I don't know how long it takes. I don't know if it'll ever. It should. Used to it would catch up real quickly to where you are now, but it seems to want to stay back wherever you paused it. So I don't know what's going on with that. They might have changed the way it works. I always use my wireless keyboard and mouse on the laptop. I can't stand laptop touchscreens and all that. I can't use them good. But yeah, here I am. There's a 30-second delay on my live stream, so here in a little bit I'll hear myself and everything. You can just barely hear me talking. Yep, there we go. She's up. And I've already got my machine that I'm streaming from all backed up. Can't type. So all I'll have to do is, yeah, I'm still alive. Okay, that's what I wanted to know. And, okay, now get her machine logged on. And, I think I'll, hopefully it'll reach. Oops, I moved it out of the view, didn't I? That was the whole reason why it was there. But anyway, I like the red and blue lights. Reminds me of a landing strip at night. I have that other box and this box just like that. I always thought it'd be cool to have them both up here, one on each side of my monitor, but one's mom's and one's mine. So anyway, they are too bright to look at. The blue, the blinking lights are too bright to look at. I used to have, when I was running that computer for years, that other one, it's a 1.8 gigahertz dual core is what's in that machine, in that box. The other one, not this one. This is AMD. When I was running that as my main machine, I would have to put something up in front of this because it would the blue and green and red blinking lights could drive me crazy. So anyway, I like them though. Oddly enough, now when I turn it on, it doesn't bother me in the daytime anyway. Well, it shouldn't make any difference really, daytime or night, because I always have the same amount of light. Well, I mean, I got the window open, we get a little more light from outside today, but okay, so got it booted up, and of course I don't have the Seagate plug into it yet, but we will do that. Let's see, right now, I guess. Trying to resituate myself after. It was actually good to get that microphone out of the way. I wasn't really thinking about how much it was in my way. Looking at that cable distracted me. So, got her up and running. I think I'll leave it on that view. I was going to switch it, but that shows what I'm doing. I can show what I'm doing front and back that way. But I do want to, I can move that over and it'll still be in that shot. Yeah, that's where I want it for. Then I'll have more room to set stuff. I mean, it's not completely in the shot, but that's okay. I've already showed what I wanted to show. Throat is really, allergies really bothering me today. Well, they do every day, but of course I got outside and got in the dust and everything else, and I got the window open. I don't know which is worse, inside or outside with the allergies, but okay. Let's see what. Got my monitor all moved around. Okay, I'm gonna go to the screencast right quick to show what I'm doing. The Seagate backup expansion drive. I'm going to unmount it. Let's see. Yeah, I'm going to go ahead and close this because a lot of times I was just on it a minute ago to make sure everything was backed up before. And a lot of times that Crusader will hang on to a lock to it, kind of. There's a lock, actually a lock file that will, now it'll be, I guess, deleted is what it does. When I close that, and it won't say it's busy by being used by another app. Now I'll hit right click unmount. You don't want to just, especially in Linux, you really just shouldn't do it in Windows. You may get by with it all the time for a long time. All of a sudden one day you'll lose some data when you because you unplug it right when it's writing something. You don't always know when things are being written, to drives. So let's go back to both views. Now I'm going to get that. Go ahead and get on the other machine. Let's see. I hadn't thought about. Yeah, I can do remote desktop to that machine to show what I'm doing. That was my plan, actually. Forgot my plan. As it unfolds, I start remembering it. Okay. This cable hopefully is long enough. I mean, I can move my. Yeah, I unmounted it. How long is it? First, if I can get it untangled from all the other cables around here. Trying not to unplug it from the drive itself. There we go. Phone. Okay, there we go. Okay. Now, it turns itself off when you plug it and unplug it. The Seagate drive does. I think if I put it behind the phone, yeah, I can just plug it right in. It's plenty long. I can plug it right into the computer. There we go. I should have done the remote desktop first, I guess. It doesn't really matter. Anyway, it'll mount. It'll auto mount, or it should. And then I can start doing my backup with Lucky Backup. But I'm going to go ahead and open up. Oh, I don't have to open anything up. All I have to do is connect to it. Looking at it, it hasn't mounted yet, but it should. Might be take a little longer. Oh, there it is. It's already mounted. Okay. So let me go back to my regular machine now. Fan is making. Well, those fans are starting to make noise. Probably the one in the door. And it might have been the one on the back. Of course, I don't get near it anymore. For all I know, one of them's been making noise, but I just blew it out real good. Well, sometimes jagging around with them, blowing them out, will make them start making some noise, and then see if I can tell which one it is. It wasn't making any noise. It's not the side one. Wasn't making any noise until just now that I heard. Make sure that. Boy, that fan on the power supply doesn't really seem to blow much air. Of course, I never been around this machine enough since I put that power supply in it to know. I mean, I don't remember. I'm sure I've kind of played with it when I first put it together. I think it's just loud. I mean, it's not making any odd noises now that I can tell. It's just loud. It's it makes a lot of heat. That's the older models of AMD, not real old, but not the oldest that were really, really hot. But they say, well, of course, I've never had one of the FXs or anything, but they say they call them cool and quiet. Now, that may just be a slogan. I don't know. But anyway, I think it's okay now. And sometimes the fan will do that and then it'll quit if you just give it a tap. Okay, so let's get on the desktop on this machine, because I want to yeah. The only thing is I don't remember its IP address. Let's see. I don't even know what. I'm going to click on connect and see what's in the list of, oh yeah, there's a long list in there. I got to find out its IP address before. I won't be using TeamViewer, I'll be using VNC remote desktop. So yeah, those old fans are starting to whine again. My neck is tired. I'm going to get my little neck pillow. I have trouble with my neck. Getting tired a lot, especially when I'm not feeling good. For some reason, it really gets tired. Been feeling better, obviously. I'm running around doing stuff, but it doesn't mean I don't get tired because I'm not used to doing a bunch of stuff. Okay, let's see. Go into my router and see if it's on this router, and if it's not, then I'll have to go port forward and stuff. Let's see. Clients, I guess that's where, okay. It shows one client. When it went away. Oh. Host guest. I've forgotten. This is my new router. No, I don't always remember everything. I know if you click on some of this, you can it shows the passwords. That's why I'm kind of leery about. Some of those letters aren't showing up right. That's weird. Okay, I think all in those settings is where you would end up seeing passwords and stuff. I was thinking it was right here on the front page, but it's not showing any clients, and the machine I'm on it should be one of the clients. They should all be showing up. Okay, maybe the page wasn't working right. There we go, connected client 7. That's what it was. I did a reload and now it's okay. Okay, my server, phone, should be, yeah, I'm using all three phones today, so 2, 1, and 3. Low 5, that's one I'm on right now. BioStar unknown, that may be hers. But that's could be this one up here. They're both BioStar boards. Oh, the printer showed up. Epson, Amazon. That's probably the Kindle. Yeah, it's the Kindle Fire. There's an unknown. MediaTek. That's a 10-inch tablet. Okay. Some of them I have labeled, and some of them I don't. I can't even see the IP address without doing that. BioStar Microtech. So it could be that one. I'm not going to do any editing. I'm going to see what that one says. This could be it. I think it may be on this router. I can't remember if it's on this router or not. So let's just try. I already copied and pasted that. I'll just try it, and if it answers, then that was it. Okay, that's not it. This one. Whoops. I'm gonna leave that like that because if that's hers, I'll change, put a name in there. So I'm gonna have to try to go to the other routers. I may have to use the machine that's on the other routers, like my laptop. It's Wi-Fi and wired, so it can be on more than one machine at a time. Click to repair. What just happened there? Huh. Using all this streaming. Oh, let's don't use two cameras. Oh, I'm not using desktop right now. Okay, yeah. Using two cameras at once uses a lot more data. So I won't do that very long. Okay, and since I saw something odd on the router, I think I'll reload my preview over there on the laptop and see that everything still looks like it's working. And there we go. Yep, that's what I'm doing. Where's that audio? I'm going to turn it up where I can hear it and tell if I'm better if I'm working. Yep, still good. Okay, so those unknowns might be my other routers, but those routers didn't answer. So that means I have to go to a machine that is on those routers. I don't know why. I've never seen on any other router I've ever had, they say the name, you know, like Linksys or whatever, Netgear, they say whatever the name of the router is. They don't. Those both say BioStar though, don't they? Does that one say BioStar? Unknown vendor. This one's probably a router. Okay, so this one, 117, probably is my BioStar machine over here, with the BioStar motherboard. It's an Intel and the other one's an... Okay, that's what I'm thinking, because it didn't answer at all, and it's... this one didn't answer, but it's probably my TP-Link router, which is probably where she's plugged in. What? Okay, the laptop's really the only way to do that then. So if I can do that. Let's see. Let's go to camera 2. Like I said, I won't use both cameras. Okay, the laptop is almost, you can't see it, but there it is. That's what I'm talking about. What am I going to do? I want to go into the, I can use the wireless keyboard. I don't want 0.1, I want Linksys TDL. What is that one? Oh, that's, yeah, TLWD. I think that is the TP-Link. Yeah, because the TrendNet says TrendNet. Linksys is not even hooked up, but it's in the list. Yeah, there we go. Oh, I don't remember it. Admin. Be careful and don't type admin, because they won't let you log in if you be smart aleck like that. I don't know how many times I've accidentally typed that. Okay, let's see. I think it'd be kind of funny though to change your admin to name, login to Asmin. Okay. Single S, so it won't be an ugly word and all that, you know. And make people think, try to figure it out. TP link. I don't want you to see that. I know you couldn't read it, but don't be looking at my stuff. Okay. That was it. Okay. And I was able to get in there, so. Usually, a lot of times I save them. Yeah, I'm not gonna save it. Okay. Bugging me. Now, I'm going to turn it around this way so I can see what the heck I'm doing. Those fans are loud. There's one of them making noise, more noise than it should. Sometimes that's what happens when you blow them out. You blow dust into the wrong place. I might have to fiddle with it some. But right now, I just want to see, what is your IP address? So I can tell. Whoa, it's 0.117. Huh? If it's 117, why does my router say Violstar? Well, let's get this on the remote desktop. That's what I meant to do. This keyboard down there, I can type on it easier. Let's see. Sometimes I can make the laptop screen. Well, I can make the laptop screen show up if I adjust everything, get the camera in the right place, but it wouldn't be worth the trouble. Why aren't you showing up? Pretty sure I have Team Viewer on this thing. Don't I? Oh, this is Domain 8, and I never could get TeamViewer to install. Those are just viewers. KRFB, there, KRFB, that's what I've been using. I knew I had been doing remote desktop on this thing. Oh, look, the screen's blue. Camera finally. I suppose I could raise that camera up a bit. Well, then I wouldn't show the machine that I'm working on too good. I'll leave it where it is. You couldn't read it anyway. Now, KRFB hasn't come up yet. Why not? Let me open up this app for monitoring the system app. I noticed there was one app. It's not running. There, well, it's Kdenlive. If you use the search and start it with that, it wouldn't start up. But if you just click on it over here in the menu, it would. So let's try that. That's kind of odd. I've never ever seen that happen. Well, maybe ever. I don't know. Never say never. There it is. KRFB. Let's see if it'll open up. It's on there, but yeah, it runs. Okay, now I got to put in my K-Wallet password. And I don't remember that. So I got to find something down here. Okay. Okay. we skip it? I just had that out the other day. It should be right on top. Oh, it's already out and waiting on me to use. What is it I need here? I need the, I think I know. I think that's going to be it. Okay, now. Enable desktop sharing. Okay. Now. I want to make unattended access. I'm just going to do something that's temporary. Especially since, well, it's not showing up, but I've learned that sometimes I forget and type things in my videos. Okay, that's 10.102. That is not a TP-Link address. Okay, maybe I have forwarded this before, so let's try logging in now. Well, let's just try, and if it doesn't work, then I'll go into all the forwarding and all that. I'm pretty sure I've been using this, and it's 117. Yeah, so 117 is what the TP-Link is, but that's on the TrendNet. Daisy chained it onto the TP-Link, so I think I've got it forwarded all the way through. What did I just do? Oh, I hit find instead of connect. Looks like no such luck. Let's go back over here. Let's do desktop and camera too. That way when I get on the desktop, you'll see what I'm doing. Okay. Okay, now. I keep having to swap mice and I get confused. Okay, the IP address of the TP-Link is 0.117. Now, where do I have it forwarded to? I should have it forwarded. I might have been doing something else. Let's see. That's why TeamViewer, you don't have to do all that, so that's why I've got to where I use it. But I couldn't install TeamViewer on it. This is 64-bit Domain 8, and they only have a 32-bit installer. Or the portable won't run either on here. Pretty sucky. They do for Fedora, but not for Domain, which is the opposite on a lot of things. Okay, where is my forwarding? There it is. What's this? Oh, SFTP is forwarded to 1.102, which could be the TP-Link. Let's go see the clients. DHCP clients. TEW 192.168.108. Permanent. Okay, no, so I was wrong about that. So whatever I was doing at that time is over now. Not something I'm doing presently. Forwarding 1.102. That could be the my other. Yeah, it probably is. So I'll leave it alone. I'm not interested in SFTP right now. I just want to add a. Wait a minute. Oh, 1.102. Yeah, that probably is. No, wait. I saw a BioStar on here. I saw two BioStars, so it's probably not plugged in. I'm going to modify this one. I think at one time I had my my BioStar plugged into here to this router, but now it's plugged into my D-Link router. And let's see, 5900. That would be my remote desktop port. There. Okay. That sends me over to the other router. Now let's see what happens. And yeah, 117, 0.117. I got to remember. Now I'm probably going to have to figure out how to get onto that router. And I don't even know what I got that's, what I have that's plugged into it, or could be plugged into it. It's trying, but it ain't getting there. It's just sitting there trying instead of rejecting it. Huh. Yeah, it might have been easier to pull the camera up and shine it at the monitor, but it wouldn't be, I mean, it would have been easier and quicker, but you wouldn't see it very good, but heck. Well, that's unusual. What's going on there? Let me go see if what's going on with my machine I'm trying to connect to. It's not asking me anything like, do you want to let it connect or anything like that. It should be ready to connect to it. It has been, unless I changed that. 10.105. Okay. Yeah. Okay. Theda's Hot Rod PC .local 10.105. Okay, so it is on the TW router. Okay, the TP TrendNet. TP-Link and TrendNet are so close to my brain. 10.105. Now. Okay, 10.105. So I got to forward. I got to get on the TP-Link and forward it to 10.105. It is a wireless, but, and I have the radio turned off. Well, you'd have to turn it on in the software though. That one of my routers you can, the new D-Link you can turn the, no, it's a TP-Link. Oh, it quit finally. Quit trying. The TP-Link you can turn it on and off with an actual switch on the hardware. So that's what I did. Because it wasn't working well at all, and it kept trying, everything kept trying to connect to it automatically. This next we used to have on it. So I said, well, heck, I'll just turn it off and then only use the D-Link. So and they fight each other, the router, especially, all the neighbors have routers, everything's fighting each other for space, bandwidth. So, so 1.108, let's go back through the chain here. Clients. Is there a virtual server set up? Oh, that's where I'm at. Okay. DHCP clients. The only client that's showing up on the TP-Link right now is the other router. That's funny. Okay, so let me look at my network settings. Where are we? That's KRFB. There we are. Connection information. I've only got an Ethernet connection. Oh, it's 10.102. I didn't think that the TP-Link was a 10. I thought it was 1. That's wired. So the Wi-Fi is not even on, not even working right now. Wonder why. Well, I won't worry about that right now. What was it? Oops, that's the audio. 10.102. Status. The WAN address is 0.117. Okay, that's where it's getting its internet. Right. Okay. Which is the D-Link. Okay. But if the 10 dot is what I'm plugged into, okay, evidently, well, no, this route, TL WDR 4300, that's the TP-Link, says TP-Link, it's 168.1.1. But on my network, I'm showing I don't have, well, Wi-Fi is enabled, so it must be working, but why isn't it showing up in the little interface here? That might be something different about the Bane that I hadn't noticed. Mostly, it should be another tab up here with the Wi-Fi connection. But it's working, I'm connected to it through Wi-Fi, evidently. I've always been able to do that with this laptop. I can use the wired to one router and the Wi-Fi to whichever one I want. But the TP, oh yeah, the TP-Link's not sending out a wireless signal. Right. Maybe that's still set in here and it's still trying to connect to it. Maybe I never set it up to connect to the D-Link. That could be it. But how did I get to the TP-Link? Backwards through the... Okay, if I'm 10.1, that means I'm plugged in physically to the other router. The TP-Link's allowing me to connect to it through what it thinks is the... Oh, that's not the... Right. That's not the WAN connection when you're going that way. That's right. You can go towards the internet and connect, but you can't go from, like in the daisy chain, you can't go, okay, it goes modem, D-Link, TP-Link, TrendNet. So you can go from modem, you can't go from modem back, but you can go from back forward and connect. Okay, forgot that. All right, so now, does that mean, that should mean that I can just go over here and I'm just gonna, that just uses up a lot of resources anyway. Now I'm gonna try to go to the TrendNet. I should be able to go there and log in. There we go. Okay, admin, oh, and it's got the password saved. All right, now, I've already forgot what that IP address was of Mom's machine. Oh yeah, her machine's not normally, her cable going into her room is not plugged into the TrendNet, but it is. But now I have plugged it into a different cable. So 10.105. All right, 10.105. All right. Actually, why don't I just leave it over there so I can see that. 10.105. So I want to forward my, I think that routing that I just did was probably a mistake. Okay, well, let's just get this part set up. Routing access, I believe, is what I want. Oh, you want routing. Now, yeah, you do access virtual server. Now, I want to set it to VNC. It's set to 10.106, but I want to set it to 10.105. Update. Now let's see if that did it. I've got myself turned around. 10.105, right? 192.168.10.105. Yep. I'm going to close that. Now, playing around with forward and through 3 routers only works good when you can think. All right. Yeah, okay, so I'd already figured out that that is the IP address of that other router. Okay, connect. It's not going to do it. I still don't have it right. Okay, that's right. 10.105. Okay, the IP address of the TrendNet is what I need. I thought I had put in there already, but evidently I didn't. What is its IP address? Yep, Data's Hot Rod PC 10.105. Okay, that's good. That's what I got there. Netgear router. Well, it's not in there anymore. It shouldn't be showing up. Oh, it must be a, yeah, it's a static. I need to take that out, really. Okay, so where's the... Guess I need to look in the WAN section. Yep. I can't remember where you go to see the what IP address it's been given in this one. Status. Let's see. Yeah. They're all different. Okay, IP address 192.168.1.108. So I want it to go to 1.108. Okay. .108. And I just set 5900. That should be it. It doesn't, if you're using the web browser, it's port 5800. If you're using the VNC apps, it's port 5900. I'm going to change it to all. That's the only thing. I don't think that's it, but service port only valid for single service port or leave blank. That's what I thought. 108. Enabled. It's enabled. Okay. I don't know. Maybe I'm going to have to reboot a router or something. Usually you don't have to do that, though. Okay, so. This one, TP-Link is sending 5900, port 5900 to 168.1.108. This is 192.168.1.108. All right, now access, virtual server, VNC 5900, 50. Why does it say 59? Oh, 59. Yeah, I only had it set for 59. 10.105, which is what Mom's machine is now today. 10.105. Okay, that part's all good. So I've got something amiss. Let's go see. Maybe I've got myself turned around over here on which one I should be going to. Oh, clients right there. Phone, Lenovo. Okay, this one. That says unknown. There we go. I think I'm using the wrong thing. I think that should be it. 0.167. Let's leave that up. I think maybe that's it. Got myself turned around. Ah! That's where, I mean, it only makes sense that that should be the connect button right there. All I've been doing this for years and years, and sometimes I just snap, snap, boom, boom, get it all set up and do it. And sometimes I get turned around. I can't think. I must be tired than I ever think. My brain must be tired. And maybe the routers need rebooting and stuff. Or a machine needs rebooting. I did not triple check that the machine is ready to accept. Yes, I did. It was ready to accept connections. I did check that. But it is not connecting. It should just go just like that. Okay, so I think I'll try rebooting the router, both of those routers, and then see. That should be it. Because there's no other machines to try. Everything else is identified. There's not a BioStar board, you know, on that. Keep forgetting where to click to see the clients. That's BioStar. So that's not a router. Oh. I think the routers don't show up at all. Yeah. Okay. So, which router? Well, I'm trying to get to the. Right. Okay, so I probably already had it figured out. Yeah, 168.0.117. That is the one I should be trying to connect to, like I was earlier. And I don't know why that sits there and, forever before it answers up and says no, it can't do it. 0.117. Still not working. You know, maybe one of these routers, after doing those changes, needs to be. Yeah, if I go to the TP link, the TP link should go to the. I'm just gonna reboot those routers, and if that don't work, I'll quit trying that. Okay, so camera 2's not working. It worked a minute ago. Oh, camera 1's not working. It went to sleep, I guess. Sometimes when you switch off and switch back on, they'll start working. Well, I'm not going to keep fiddling with it. Okay, all I want to do is jump up here and reboot each router. I don't have to show that. I was going to kind of change the camera to so you can kind of see the general area of where I'm at. But, so I'm going to reboot the TP link first. Then I'll reboot the TrendNet. I'm making sure all cables are plugged in good. Yeah, that's aggravating. Okay, so, but it's not something that absolutely has to be done this way, so. I'll move this camera, one down here, move it to, different routers take a different amount of time. Now, this one's a slow booter. Let's see. I think it's back up. I'm used to seeing all the lights on, and then I know there's somebody home. But since I turned off the Wi-Fi, you got to remember the Wi-Fi light's not coming on. Okay, now take a little while. Anyway, yeah, I can move the camera down here to show my monitor here in a minute, I guess, if this don't work. And 2 in desktop. Okay, well, we'll go to 2 in desktop. I could just go to desktop, but TP-Link? Oh, the connection to the T. I'm looking at my laptop. So the connection has timed out. Well, that was probably because I was rebooting it. Yeah, 168.0.117. I think I have set my other router to always give it that IP. If you don't, you'll really get messed up. I don't know. I'm sure I'm just doing something wrong because I know it will work. I've done it so many times. I guess I can't reboot my D-Link, my main router that I'm streaming from. Maybe, and it shouldn't have to though, because I didn't have to change any settings on it. So let's see. I'm gonna quit fiddling with all that. I'm gonna get back to my preview of my live dashboard there on my laptop and change the cameras so that that one's still asleep or whatever. I wonder if the app quit on it or something. Let's see. Looks like my stream. Oh yeah, my stream is beginning to show up over here. Yeah, that was what I was just doing. So I'm gonna just turn that back out of the way. Okay. I'm gonna move this camera so that I can see. I do not know why this one quit working though. The other one. Let me look at it right quick. Camera app seems to be working. I think maybe it just went to sleep so much that it no, I may have to reboot it or something. I'll go ahead and set it for reboot right now. Something went wrong. I'm not using it right now anyway, so it doesn't matter. The app might have just needed. I'm just going to reboot the whole camera. That'll help its Wi-Fi be a little better, a little stronger. Okay, let's see if I can get this to let's move it as far. Got to be able to get in and out of there though. Trying to move it towards my monitor as much as I can. There. What I can do with this, whoops, that's going to be too far. Be too bad of an angle. Oh, I'll pull that up off of there. This is the live camera too, isn't it? Okay, that's about as. That's the reason I was trying to switch to the other camera so I wouldn't do this on camera. I usually always put it over here to the right of me or something different than what I'm doing right now. Up. I just made it go out of the camera app, looks like. It's still, no, it froze, okay. Well, at least you got audio. Okay, let me get it back to streaming. Well, that's a pretty crooked picture. I got to be able to get into the. Oh, I forgot. I can use the zoom. Doesn't really matter how you do it, it's bad. Okay. There is a way. There is a way to do this. And I know what it is, I'm just not remembering. Put this back over here where I usually keep it all the time. and aim it right at my screen, and it won't be too bad. I can center it and zoom in, and then I can get around too. That's how I usually do it when I'm wanting to show my screen on the camera. Let's see, did I move it? Did the app go out again? Camera 1 is working. Oh, I haven't got it rebooted yet. There. There. Okay, now there's that. Now let me get this one back on and streaming. I think I hit the wrong thing trying to hurry. Stupid ad goes right there where the button is for start server. So when you try to start the server, you end up hitting the wrong thing sometimes. Okay, let's see if that's going to work. Yep, that's not too bad of a shot. I'm going to leave it. All right, now then. Now, this, there's two things I want to do, I need to do to make this work. Sorry, I'm just spending all evening trying to make things work. Okay. Yeah, I bet, but now if I was watching this, I would say, just do it and tell me about it. Usually I say, don't tell me about it, show me. But today, I think I would say, just do it and tell me about it. I'm tired of waiting on you to get things to work. So I can't get that to work. Okay. What is the IP of, what do I want? This camera right here. 0.141, I think. It's been so long since I've done it. done this. I haven't made a lot of videos lately. Can't remember if you just do that. Oh yeah, port 8080. I've been there before, so it came up. All right, now I want to do a little video. That'll be fine. That's all I want. Now, first I'm going to zoom in. Whatever much I need to. I can raise it up and probably zoom in a little closer. But first let's get the exposure backed off so that you can see the screen. Yeah, there we go. Now, oops, that was too high. Now, I'll try zooming in a little more. Okay, that's about as good as you're going to get. Now, where's that exposure? Sometimes you do too low, it don't work good. And see, it's still going to be blurry, and you can't really read the screen in the video. But now I can at least show the screen. Like, look, Shadow Man. Okay, so what was I going to do? Oh yeah. Okay, so I'm just going to leave it on that camera. Get video feedback when you go there. Okay, so that one's working. Okay. Just leave it on that camera. It won't do me any good to do a desktop video or anything. And I went in and closed the browser so I won't be using up all my resources. Yeah, that's my screen. Okay. Yeah, I know, that was way quicker. I didn't know I was going to have trouble. And once you get in the middle of something, you kind of go, you just want to make it work. You know, you just got to do it. Especially when you know you can do it. it seems like magic when it's all set up and you just click and it goes, but whenever it takes forever, it ain't magic. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and open up. I always like to have the system monitor open up so that in case you need to have an unruly app and you need to kill it or something, you can. But you can see what's doing what if you have any trouble. And actually, Lucky Backup's what I'm going to use. And it is my favorite backup app, but it does use a lot of resources too. I think I'll go ahead and check my stream since I'm finally actually doing business here. Make sure the stream's working. So I'm looking at my stream right now, and I can't show you that. Okay, good. I heard myself make sure my stream's working. That's what I want. Now, of course, I use Lucky Backup is set up on this machine to automatically back up. Should be every day. The older versions of the desktop search will bring up files and apps. That's tracker search tool. That's what that is. But if you just want to see apps, then you can go in here and click applications. And I don't see Lucky Backup. That's funny. I think you have to like type out the whole thing in this one or something. That's not working. There, type in backup and it works. I knew there was something odd. Now there's regular user, super user, and there's 2 entries for super user. I don't know if one of them does something different than the other. I'm just going to click on them and see. And I thought it was going to make me put in the root password. It didn't. Okay, this is... Okay, Lucky Backup Theta Fedora 14 as root default. Huh. Somehow I got that to stay there. It wouldn't do that in the newer versions, and it always tricks me. That's one I made. That's everything, but it's all separated out. I don't know. Oh, I guess I had to do that. Okay. Default. I could change default to something else. Okay, now. But I want to see what happens. Before I go on, I want to see what happens when you click on that one. Nothing. Hit enter. Sometimes if you hit enter, it'll work. Oh, now it asks me for a root password. I don't know what the difference there was. Oh, this is actually as super user. And the other way, I guess it's sort of like sudo. This is default, the default one. I think this is the one that's doing my backups. It was kind of confusing. I'll open up the normal user and see. Well, it has the same. See, it has that in there. So that's what I was getting when I opened that up. How do I want to do this? Do I want to do it as in the super user account? I know the thing is you, I don't know, I don't remember anymore about the older versions, but the newer versions, you got to set your backups up in super user mode if you want them to run automatically, you know, in the background on a, via cron job. So that's probably why everything is, I don't know what's going on here, but I really just want her files backed up. I don't try to think. If I do it as root user, I'm not sure what the file permissions are going to be. I think they'll still be whatever they already were. I'm trying to think if there's actually any benefit in doing it that way. I really just want to make sure the file permissions are her. What the things I'm going to back up, you know, are hers. But I don't want anything to not back up that I want backed up either. It shouldn't be, well, there could be something in her home directory that I couldn't back up. So there's only the default in there. I'm just still debating about whether I want, which version of it, you know, which mode that I want to use. The normal user mode, super user mode, or the other one that really brings up normal user, but in super user privileges, I guess, only it didn't ask me for the root password, so I can't remember but why it's like that. But the newer ones aren't like that. It's just normal user, super user. Okay, so for this backup, I think I'll just stay in this super user. I don't think it will hurt me any on my backup. I'll be able to write everything that I want to write. Let me get in Crusader and look at her backup directory. It's already, see, I've already, like I said, I already did, well, I've done it twice. Okay, there's 14.8 gigabyte free, and then let's see what's on the, oh, the root directory still has 30 gigabytes, so that's doing pretty good. But let's go to the backup drive, and now we're in the home directory over there. I just was looking at stuff, at things. I don't know what I'm doing here. Okay. Let's go to downloads. Okay, now expansion drive, backups. We'll go to the alphabetical order. Theta's Hot Rod PC. So I have a backup that I did on 11/11/17, a full backup using FileZilla over the network, but every file was dated that day, and that really is kind of a useless backup. I mean, it's better than nothing, but you know, when you can't do incremental backups like that. I mean, it's not an incremental backup. It's not going to, see, with Lucky Backup, it will automatically overwrite the older files and not touch the ones that haven't changed. So I tried to do that over the network with Lucky Backup. I spent a lot of time, I made some videos on figuring out how to get it to work, get the authentication set up. And it ran for hours and hours, and then something hung up. I think maybe my routers got tired. I think I was making I was making videos that day, I'm sure, like I am now, and I think the routers got their caches full, and I lost my connection right towards the end. The other day I looked, this one's I think about 45 gigabytes, and this one's about 47, so I was close. So this is where I want to back up to with Lucky Backup, and I had, what did I do? Yeah, I just did her home directory, the whole thing, straight up. That's what I thought. And you know, then I can just take what I want and put it in the new machine, like the Thunderbird profile. Now see, Thunderbird, normally when you install something, there's Thunderbird, the install version. Well, that's the older version. But what you can do when the system gets to where it's not getting any more updates from the repos, just download it from the website, Thunderbird or Firefox, you know, either one. These are both Mozilla programs, and just unzip them, and then set you some shortcuts to run them from. Actually, part of the program's here, and part of it's in the .Thunderbird directory, but you can set them to automatically update themselves inside their own programs. And that's how I got by with using, that's how I got Firefox and Thunderbird to keep updating themselves all these years in Fedora 14. That's a good little trick. And it'll work in Debian and Fedora Linux. So, see, there's the normal Firefox directory. Oh yeah, that's Firefox. I accidentally clicked on that file. Well, that's FileZilla. It should be .mo. It's not, yeah, the normal install directory is .mozilla, right there, and that's where Firefox is in your profiles. And I don't use the profiles. I just back up all the bookmarks as an HTML file and then import them manually. But for Thunderbird, let's see, I'm trying to remember. Yeah, there's no profile in the new version of Thunderbird. But the original, that's where the profile sits. And so this profile is what I'll have to copy that whole thing over to the other computer. Then she'll be right up to date with all her emails and everything, whatever she's done. And then, right before I give her back her updated machine, I'll copy this again from that AS Rock over here. That's one of my main things. But then all of her files, you know, videos, files, documents, all that junk, needs to be backed up over to here. So I got to make up. These all go to her backup drive. I'll show that. Well, you can't really see it, but this is divided. There's several partitions, but basically it's divided in half, and I have where is it? There it is, Mint. This is a Mint. I don't remember which version of Mint it is, but it's Mint OS, Mint Linux. And I just said it. That's why they're all separate, because that's the only way I could. I didn't want to back up the home dot directories and mess up Mint, because it's a Debian based distro. That's this Linux Mint Debian, I think. And so that's why it's like that. So I had to set up all the folders separately to go to each correct folder. Now I remember each correct folder in here. And so everything should be duplicated in here. Like if I go to home documents, I saw it backing up today, so it should, if I go to home pictures, it should be the same. Like say if I go into screenshots, and if I hit sync in here, this takes too long, I wouldn't do it that way. And you should say nothing to do, yeah, because it already backed up today. Oh, well, there was something. Don't know what. But anyway, maybe I did a screenshot. I could have. But that's the whole point. Want to get everything backed up. Oh, backup Theta, not Theta. Okay. Yeah, I've only got one directory, or one main folder for her backups. And then I'll just hit home again. So you could just hit sync, but it takes a really long time, and sometimes it'll use up all the memory on the machine. When you got 47 gigabyte of data, I wouldn't try that. And it's also, it doesn't do the incremental backup as well as Lucky Backup. So let's see. Now this is on default. So what I'm thinking is, one of the reasons why I was debating is like, what am I going to do about all this? Well, I can uncheck all these and then make a new job. But I won't make it be an automatically run job. These are not going to be any good anymore when I update the system. I'm going to keep this whole operating system, make an image of it, and put it onto the new, I'll make a Clonezilla image probably, and make a new, and put it on that new hard drive. Okay, now we want to add, I'll put a name in here in a minute, backup source inside destination. I'm going to click advanced because I want to make sure I get everything set just right. As a matter of fact, one of the first things, well, let's wait till we get some sources and all that. Source, home Theta. Yeah, that's it. Now you don't see the dot directories, but they will be backed up. Home Theta, that's what I want. Now the destination, this will only be here. Oh, it's not seeing. Oh, go back. On the older versions, you go to media. Yeah, media. Seagate. See, there's some Mint OS. That's where I normally back up. But this backup, I want to be on the Seagate drive. So these are tiny text. I can't really read it. You think you? So I know you can't. Okay. Theta's hot rod PC. Theta. Okay. Choose. There we go. Now then, I'm going to copy that. But you can't have those forward slashes in there. Actually, I think you can leave them in there and it'll turn them into spaces, but I'm going to say do it like that. Got 2 spaces in there. And I'm just going to copy all that. Put it in there. That's why I waited to do that. Media, I'll just leave it just like that so I'll know where it's supposed to be. I'll look up there and I'll say, okay, it's not going to be, you know, it's got to be mounted. Source home theta, Seagate expansion drive. And it is easier to do it this way than over the network, but you do have to pay attention. Okay, do not create extra directories. You don't want to have directory, you know, new directories for them. You want to, especially since there's already directories there, you want those directories to be filled in. Now, exclude. You don't want the trash. You probably don't want the cache folders. No. Temporary folders, yeah, some of those, well, yes and no. I'm going to leave them yes. Lost and found, well, you don't really need that. Actually, this is a backup. I don't really want the trash. You know what, in this case, I'm going to just do it all. In case anything has gotten messed up or missing, I'm going to let it back it all up. This is a backup for the sake of not losing anything. So normally I wouldn't back all that junk up. Okay, include, only include, normal include. Why is that in only include mode? I want it on normal mode. Okay. I don't know why. Maybe that's the way it was. Well, that's the way it was with all these other ones, so maybe it just stayed there. Okay, and then remote. I'm not doing remote. Command options. Delete files on destination. You don't want that. You just want to update everything. Preserve ownership and times. Preserve permissions. I don't want to preserve the permissions because that will make it a problem. Could make it a problem on the new system. I want the times. Oh, okay. Well, the times won't be changed. I know that. Okay. Preserve symlinks. That's good. Preserve device special files. I'll leave that. Preserve hard links. I won't do that. Delete files on destination. No, I took that off. Recursion to directory. Skip newer destination files. Ignoring the CVS way. I don't really know what that means. This is an NTFS drive. It says FAT or NTFS drive. Yes, it is. So we got to check that. I don't know what would happen if you didn't. Can't remember. I think it just says it'll ask you. It'll say this is NTFS drive. Don't you want to click that? I'll say yes, and then it would work. Now you can click validate, and it said even when you don't have it right, you may still get it saying it seems to be okay. But the number one thing you got to pay attention to, that's the default in Lucky Backups, to delete the files on destination. Now, if you already had, like for instance, my Seagate backup drive, I back up many different machines to the same exact folders because I want my documents and videos and all that junk to be in those folders, you know, videos, documents, pictures, whatever. Now, if you one time ran Lucky Backup with that delete files on destination, you delete all your backups from all your other machines. So that's one thing that shouldn't be a default. There is a time to do that. You know, if you want identical backups, one machine, you know, to the same place, yeah. But when you're backing a bunch of different things to the same folders, then no. So be very careful with that if you use Lucky Backup. Okay. Now I'll click check, 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 check. I'm going to hit save so that everything will not be lost, my work. And now I'm going to do dry run and then hit run. And it should go through pretty quick, even though that's a lot of data. And if there's a whole bunch of errors that look like a problem to me, then see, there's a bunch of cache that I probably don't really need. But I'm going to delete all the extra junk like that anyway when I'm through. yeah, the Mozilla cache and all that stuff. But kind of think I should just take those out of there. But I don't know. I just had a feeling maybe I should just let it all go so that I don't lose anything possibly that could be important. Like really caching all that. I don't remember ever needing that, but. But I don't know. Things are so mixed up on her machine because she doesn't know how to, she gets lost and doesn't know where things are and stuff. So things could be in odd places. Wouldn't think she'd ever saved a file in a cache folder, but who knows? Okay, it all ran. Errors too. Well, they're probably not anything I'll care about, but we'll try to find them and see. With that much stuff, you're going to have a hard time seeing the errors. They should be in red. I'm going so fast, though, I could go right by it. Okay. rsync, red link, stat, home, theta, GVSS failed, permission denied. Well, that's fine. I don't want GVFS anyway. As a matter of fact, there should be a way to click. You don't want... GVFS is where drives are mounted, and if I don't want to back up the mint, that's what would be mounted. I don't want to back that up twice. You know, that just be a duplicate of what I'm backing up. That's the other thing you do have to watch out is don't back up your remote folders, remote network drives unless you want to. So there we go. What's the other one? I don't know what the other error is, but let's kind of go through there a little. I don't see the home directories and all that. But the dot directories are in there. What I usually do when it's an important backup like this is I run my lucky backup and then I use Crusader to double check it. Where is everything else? Maybe I'm just missing it because I'm going by so fast with so many folders. Go down towards the bottom. Okay, yum. Why is there a yum in there? Yum, yum, yum. Huh. Yum get objects. That's like the repo files, I think, from things being installed. Backup. Oh, okay, that's a backup folder. Documents, there we go. That's what I was wondering. Where's my normal folders? Okay, documents. I think it's just hard to see that stuff because pictures. I think I saw downloads. Yeah, downloads. Okay. I think it's only showing the ones that aren't already there anyway. I think so. Okay, so the only thing I want to do is maybe I'm going to hit modify. Back to advanced. Oh, the newer version has a check there, exclude GVFS folder. Well, that's all right. It wouldn't do it, so it's not going to give me a problem. Okay. Cancel. All right. Now we'll take out the dry run and hit run. Now. It may not take very long since there's not a whole lot to do. It's sure jumping up there. Well, it went back. That was a folder, I guess. It was that blue line. I jumped way up there and I thought, whoa, is it really going to go that fast? This should take a long time, and so I won't sit here and make a video of that. Matter of fact, I'm getting kind of tired myself, so I'll just let it run. But let's just see for a minute here. Check my stream again. Yeah, I should have been able to do a nice desktop video of this. Sort of aiming the camera. See, I can't do, the cameras will do 1080p, but I can't stream 1080p over my network. It can't handle it. So, because the phones, you know, they're not the fastest I've ever seen them on the Wi-Fi is 72 megabits, sorry, 72 megabits, which, yeah, 72 gigabits, 72 megabit speed, and usually they go anywhere from, say, 10 or 15 to generally they run around 35 to 40 megabits. So, so I have to set my video to 720p instead of 1080p, and then, I think no, it's all right. I thought I heard my preview talking to me again. So, and of course these cameras are only like 5 megapixel cameras anyway. Actually that's, oh wait, I think maybe they'll do 5 megapixels on video and 8 on still shots or something like that. But anyway, so, you know, taking a picture of a screen, you're just not going to get anything very good that way. So that's why I'm really wish I could have done remote desktop. That's really works really well, makes a good video. I don't know why I couldn't get it working. I just couldn't think straight, I guess. I did something wrong. But it's going really fast since I did already have the biggest majority of that backup already done. It's at 77%. Now, a lot of times they'll get up to 80, 90%, and then it'll slow down and take another 30 minutes or to an hour or something. So, because that would actually be, this is looking, you're looking through the files, there's nothing being written right now, it's just checking them because the stuff's already there. When it gets down towards the end, last time was when it crapped out through the network and didn't work. So, and I don't know why it is, but towards the end is when, I guess the first 80 to 90%, is this at 96 now? First 80% or so is checking, and then the last part is the writing part, especially when you're updating a backup that's already there. So if it gets done here in a second, this quickly as it looks like it's going to do, I'll go ahead and video till the end of it. My throat's kind of getting a little sore. At least I'm not as bad off. Sometimes I start coughing and I can't talk and all that stuff. That's kind of funny because I've been outside blowing dust and everything else, and I'm actually really overall doing better with the allergies than I normally do when I'm just inside. Just talking to do a video messes up my throat. I think I will get a cough drop. I feel like in just a minute or two I'm going to be in trouble. I need some more cough drops, I think. I sure do. I don't see another bag around. Well, there might be another bag somewhere else. Oops, don't mess things up. I need to write it on my list. The little paper tore. Okay, we're at 96% now. It'll probably do like I was saying. It'll probably sit there and take a long time. You never know how long it's going to end up taking. I can see that it's still in the .mozilla directory, so it hasn't made it to the regular documents or anything yet. If I have another bag of ricotta, I don't know where it would be, so I'm going to write that down. Those are natural cough drops, so they're pretty good. I like them. As if there was actually anything in the world that's not natural. I don't care what mankind made, it all was made from natural materials. All we did was cook it, cut it, mix it, and make it look like something else. But there's no such thing as an unnatural material on this earth. Think about it. Mankind has never made anything. Okay. Ricotta, honey lemon. There we go. Ow. Now, let's see. if I click right in the middle there so that I can't mess that up, you can hit cancel if you get up to the top. Yeah, okay. I'll leave it like that. Now it seems to be Caden Live. That's the video editing suite. There may be some videos and stuff in there. Looks like it wrote a couple, maybe. I was thinking that the ones that got wrote were in green. That's what I was thinking, but maybe not. Oh, it tells you how much it's writing. It tells you in the megabytes, yeah. So yeah, it's writing files, and they don't turn green. I just remembered that wrong. It's writing stuff right now. Okay. But it is at 98%. I was thinking I would switch over. I don't know if it's really worth the trouble here. What camera? Camera 2 and desktop. I mean, I don't really know if there's anything. I don't know what it was I had in my head. Camera 2 and desktop. So why do I see 2? Oh, because the desktop is... There we go. I know what I'll show. On the desktop side, I'll show... Okay, see now in my Fedora 23 system, and it's for... let's see. Do I have one? I don't think I have... Oh yeah, the AS Rock has 26 on it. It looks the same from what I remember. But anyway, you got Lucky Backup, normal user. And see, I forgot that, and I set up all my backups in here. And then they wouldn't run automatically. You know, the way I had my schedule set. Didn't have the permissions is what I finally remembered. And so... So I got in, since it only has the 2, not 3 modes. And got to type in the root password. And so when you open it up in the root mode, you see nothing in the default user. Because I didn't want to do that all again by hand from scratch, so I imported it. But when you import one, it will not let you save it as default. You have to give it another name. So I wrote default Don, so it would remind me this is the main one. And right now you're having a little explanation, you know, triangle, yellow triangle, because the drive's not plugged in. Well, that's telling you, no, this is not going to work. The job is going to be skipped. But and then, let's see, where's it up here? Somewhere you can hit schedule. Yeah, right there, schedule. I think it might be somewhere else in the older version. And you can schedule it. I tell it to run the job 20 minutes after I boot the machine. That way, if I'm rebooting the machine because I'm working on it or something, it won't start running right away. Plus, you want the machine to kind of get booted up, all the other things to settle in and quit running that might be running, you know, on the boot and right at boot. And so anyway, I don't like it running it shut down, because then it won't shut down for, you know, quite a while, and that's aggravating. I'd rather it be running while I'm working. It does use quite a bit of resources. This machine, I actually can't run. Used to always open up Thunderbird, Firefox, System Monitor, and leave all that running all day, every day. But on this machine, and since the web junk uses up so much more system resources, and I guess over the years, I mean, it's been a couple of years since I got this machine. The operating system and all the applications use more resources, so I used to could do that on it, at least for a few hours, so about 4 hours or so. And if I was well, depending on what I was doing. If I was watching YouTube videos, it might crap out after an hour, a couple hours, and I have to reboot. I used to never have to reboot my machines on Linux. But this one with the only 256 megabyte of video memory, I have to reboot it quite a bit. If I don't run anything but Firefox and System Monitor, then I'll be all right. I'm gonna go back to just camera 2 now. I'll be all right sometimes for 4 hours or something, and then I'll have to reboot. So, oh, and when Lucky Backup's running, I can't really. I can, but it won't work. The machine won't work well with Firefox and Thunderbird, so I'll usually close. I'll only have System Monitor and Firefox is usually what I'm in, you know. And sometimes the videos won't start right away and stuff, and it's not because of the internet; it's because the system's overtaxed. The backup, oh, it's done. Good. The backup. I don't know why. Well, I mean, it's really a lot of writing, a lot of access to all the files you're giving it access to back up. So there it is. And the only error seems to be, okay, some files weren't transferred. At main 1052, okay, 2 hours. It looks like basically the same thing as the you know, the original run. I think it was not showing the beginning of it. Yeah, it didn't show. This is the command line output, or commands. It's a command line output view of a command line. As this this is hard to get a hold of that deal there. So anyway, yeah, it cut it off like some terminals do. After so many lines, I don't think it's a problem. I don't know why the actual run doesn't show it all when the trial run did show it all the way to the beginning. That's kind of weird. Anyway, I think it's fine. So I'm gonna hit done, and let me see. Yeah, this would do me, well, that's not going to run. I don't think this one here would run on startup anyway, but I'm going to put these back like I had them so that it would be backing up to the other partition. As long as it's running in this normal mode, it would back up like it's supposed to. Hit save. Let's look at the schedule. Those schedules are declared. Oh. So the schedule must be in the other. Yeah, see, I was telling you it was confusing about this one. I think it's in the other. Let me go in there and look. I'm not going to run that on a schedule anyway, so I'm going to leave that just like it is, like it was when I started, because I know that made it work. I think you have to be right there in the, I guess you'd say, pseudo Lucky Backup. Let's look at the schedule in here. Where's the schedule stuff and everything? It's not there. Oh, that's weird. Well, let's get out of that one. Okay, let's get in this one. Maybe it actually works from this one. There, schedule. There it is. Okay, now let's look at modify. Okay, Lucky Backup, that profile right there, and it runs at reboot 30 minutes in, after reboot. It says skip critical. I used that so that it would not hang up. It'll keep on going. Skips tasks that appear with a critical warning. That could be like, you know, if the drive you're trying to, whatever's file, the drive you're trying to copy to is not there or whatever, but it'll go ahead and do the rest of your backups. Only bad thing about that is you better pay, you know, you might end up not getting the things that you think you're getting. Hit cancel, close. Okay, so this is all different than the way it works now. Well, I just showed you a minute ago how you have to do it in the newer versions, and that kind of makes more sense to me. This always did confuse me, having three options of a way to open it up. That's really weird. Oh, now you can see schedule. Was I just blind a minute ago? What was the deal? Anyway, I think that's where I had to set the schedule. I don't know now. But I do know, I do remember that in the new version, you have to do it with the root mode, or it won't run in the background. Okay, now let's get in Crusader. I think it should open back up to the last place I was in. There we go. Back up. Theta's Hot Rod PC. Yeah. That's home theta. So let's just hit synchronize, curse directories, and leave it all just like that. Compare. We should have nothing to do. That's a lot of files, so it could take a while to go through it. I know one thing I hate about wearing this lapel mic is this is condenser mic. It picks up everything, well, so loudly, but it's right here. Like with the, it picks up background noises, but it's right here, right under my chin. That's the only way it's going to work good. With the SM58, I can turn my head away from the mic and at least kind of help a little bit, you know, with that noise when I'm coughing. I was listening back to my earlier video, well, I guess from yesterday, I think it was, and I had, as soon as I started, I was coughing like crazy, and tried to talk and cough, and it was really loud, you know. I even tried to cover the mic with my hand. It didn't really help much at all. I did sometimes I didn't. It happens fast. I didn't have a chance to do it. I'm checking my stream while this is doing this. I didn't realize I could turn the laptop all the way around. I usually turn it towards me so I can read it better, but or at least at night when I can see it okay with it just straight over there in the tray and in the keyboard tray. It works good for a laptop because you can close the laptop and then shove it in there, shove that keyboard tray in. But that was way faster than I ever expected, that backup. So it's still working good and everything. That's the thing I wanted to know. But yeah, see, none of the, normally in Crusader, when you're you know, doing a compare, you'll see the folders names scrolling up, and you'll see the ones that are going to be written to will be in blue, and the ones that are the same will be black. There they go. They're going to say, but you don't see any folders yet. I was thinking they came up as it worked, but I guess they just come up when it's done. But I'm not going to try to page through there because it kind of doesn't want to page too well with that many. I'm just going to hit, see it delayed. So I'm going to hit synchronize, and see up here you select which way you go, both ways one way. I want to go right to left, copy files, confirm overwrites. Always do that to make sure I know what I'm overwriting. Okay, this could get to be taking forever. Actually, I just got through backing up. So I'm going to say, that probably is newer already. You know, excess and errors file, it's going to get updated all the time. That's not going to really matter. I could say overwrite that one file. Now there's some more. What's this? But anyway, like I said, Lucky Backup's better at doing that. So I'm going to hit apply to all and hit skip. And it's done. Okay. So I can feel safe that I have all my files. I can go looking through them. Well, actually, I am going to look through them and make sure I have my main directories and documents. Something, I made an actual backup for some special backups. I don't know what those were. I don't know why I did that. Should be all kinds of documents in there. Just hit one of them just to see. Yep. Usually, if you had a problem in a backup, especially with a sync with Lucky Crusader, the you know, the higher in the alphabet ones might be missing some. You might be able to get a clue just by flipping through there like that. Ace Mega Coded, that's for Windows. Why is that folder still there and it's empty? How funny. Yeah, there's some old empty folders there. Okay, now, let's look. Downloads. Wine for Linux. Why is it empty? Those are organized different. It's an empty folder. We just need to clean up. Clean that up. I don't know why it's there. There's some empty folders like that. I'm not going to worry about it right now. DW Helper. Oh, that's one of my videos. I guess I probably downloaded it. It's like my cough drop made things worse instead of better. K Didn't Live has a few videos that's been added on in there. Mac's latest picks, that's the most important one. That is the great grandson. Oh, I'm not supposed to tell that. Yes, Mom is. Did my cough drop make me cough? See, I'm not supposed to say I'm coughing because I'm getting it for talking about Mom being a great grandma. She's not really a great grandma, but yeah, she really is. Okay. So, Thunderbird, that's themes. Oops. Yeah, there's that profile I was wanting to make sure I got. Going too far back. I don't know why I'm having so much trouble going to the wrong, double. I'm using the keyboard and I'm hitting the left arrow too hard or something. Yeah, see, Fedora 11, well, I'm not sure. I think when I built this machine the first time, it might have been Fedora 11 or it might have been Fedora 12. Okay, so I've got the backup done. So now I can start work on I will start with that new hard drive, put it in there, and let's go ahead and go back to my other machine. Actually, I guess I'll just shut it down right here. There's no need it running anymore tonight. I'll shut it down, and then let's go ahead and unmount that Seagate first. Unplug it and then shut it down. I mean, you could just shut it down, but I'm gonna do it that way. I don't know, for some reason, well, if you had it, like if it didn't want to shut down right, it took too long, then it'd be stuck until you, my headphones fell from where they were. Freaked me out. Okay. That machine does, well, with all the 3 or 4 fans in it, it does make a little noise. Uh-oh. What the heck? Mouse quit working. And I didn't unplug the mouse and unplug my drive like I'm supposed to. I wonder if my, now that's weird. I was actually wanting to avoid causing any trouble with the, Maybe if I switch to my KVM switch back and forth, it'll straighten out. Avoid any trouble with that drive is what I wanted to do. And I did wait. Okay, so it's working fine over there. Well, one of the things I was going to do is switch over. Well, let's wait. Since I'm showing my, let's just do camera 1 and 2. No, that's not good, really. Well, yeah. Yeah, I unplugged one to my drive. I didn't mess up and unplug my keyboard or anything. Let's go back over there. I don't see why it would cause any trouble with the machine. Just to unmounting that drive, but dadgummit, I lost my mouse. And I don't want to hard shut it down. May have no other choice. My KVM switch has acted up some, especially on that particular, right there on that particular the number 1 slot there. Sometimes it doesn't want to work, but I was already on it, wasn't I? I don't remember. I unplugged the drive, and I don't remember trying to switch off of it or anything. I hope my KVM switch is not wearing out. I've had that a long time now. I've had it since either 2000 or 2001 or 2. It's been fantastic. I can hardly live without one. I paid $100 for it, 99 something. But my mouse will not do nothing. And it's been working this whole time perfectly. Seemed like it quit right when I unmounted and unplugged that drive. That's really weird. But I have an ace up my sleeve. Let's see. I'm just gonna unplug it, my little USB dongle for my wireless keyboard from there. Plug it into one of these. See if it'll just pick it right up. Usually, well, she uses a wireless keyboard, and a different one, same brand, Logitech. Works fine. Did it lock up? It hasn't started working yet. I wonder if the machine locked up. I guess in this case, this machine, it might have been, I don't know if that's just an unconnected glitch or if I should have just shut the machine down. I just didn't, I always worry that that drive will be looking for that machine somehow. Or like I said, really the main thing is sometimes, you know, something goes kind of wonky and they take too long to shut down. You're stuck with that in there until it shuts down. You don't want. I've had trouble with that drive. I've had to repair the file system several times. If the machine locks up, like a Windows machine locks up, or if there's two things: the Windows machine locked up on me when it was in there, and it was in the middle of a write, and it messed up the NTFS file system, and I had to run check disk in a Windows file system to fix it, or when I forget and turn off, which I haven't done, I'm looking down there, and turn off the power to it because I have that USB drive plugged into a power strip, because every night I turn it off because I don't want it running all the time wearing it out. If I forget and turn that off, then that's not helping me. It's not working. I think it may be locked up. So I'm going to take that back out of there and put it back in the laptop. Those, you can usually do that. Well, it's just like moving your KVM switch, you know. But that tells me that the machine must be locked up. And I don't know why it would be locked up. It doesn't make sense. The keyboard won't make anything happen. Control-Alt-Delete won't make anything happen. I want to try switching my KVM switch one more time. I'll go over here to my server. And it's just fine. Go back to number 1. That's aggravating. I mean, it shouldn't be a problem, really. If it is locked up, well, I guess I'll go ahead and hard shut it down and make sure it's not anything, it shouldn't be anything broke, you know. Hold that button in. Okay, now let's see if it comes back up normally. Yeah, one of those fans is just droning, man. It's loud and sounds crappy. I don't know which one it is. I'll have to look into that tomorrow and see if there's something I need to do. It could be one of those fans is wearing out. Especially that one on the power supply. I would have thought it, I would really have expected it to put out more air than it's putting out. So, see if I can figure out. That's going to be hard to figure out. I guess I may have to start unplugging fans to figure out which one's making that noise. So far, everything's perfect. I'm going to hit up arrow. You can hit pretty much any key on the keyboard, and when Fedora's booting in, it'll show you the command line, tell you what's going on. Cleaning orphan node. Yeah, I think something jacked up. See, it's fixing the file system there, right? It just cleaned up a few orphan node. I don't know exactly what an orphan node is. Orphan files is what I'm thinking of it as, or a group of files. But something went wrong and it locked up, but it should be okay now. For all I know, that hard drive is starting to get wonky, getting wore out. It may be good that I'm buying a new one. We'll see. If I'm just going to use one drive, since this is a 250 gigabyte divided in half, I can divide a 2 terabyte in half and have all kinds of space. So that's my plan there. Two drives would make more noise and more heat. And then this warm weather, it gets so hot in there when she's running her computer. It gets so hot in her room that it burns her up and makes her feel bad. So, and she burns me up running the heater all even when we don't need it. So I don't think making it run a little hotter. 2 drives makes enough difference. You can kind of tell it. At least if you're running more than one computer and then you turn one on with a couple of drives, it seems like you can tell it. Back to normal. Okay, I'm gonna open up the Crusader. No, I don't believe anything's been damaged, other than whatever those orphan nodes were. Now, see, that was the last place I was in. I forgot to. I always like to get out of the, the portable drives like that. Okay, downloads, go to documents, I'll go to pictures. Now then, I like to keep mine organized, the newest on top, and then I can find stuff quicker that way. You know what? It was acting a little slow and funny, and I was having trouble running Crusader with the keyboard like I normally do. Now it seems snappy like it should be. I think that was a warning that there was something going wrong there. I don't know. If the old Fedora 14, if that drive has problems, then, well, I guess I could run a drive test on it. Might be a good idea. But if the system is just not going to work right anymore, there won't be any point in making an image and putting it, back on there. I'll just make a backup drive. The reason I made two operating systems originally was in case she would have something to use in a pinch, if her main operating system broke, but that never happened. And also I thought, well, I can use it to fix, things too, but that never happened. But really over the years, it usually works out better to not use the hard operating system on a hard drive when you're trying to fix something, because especially if it's Windows and you're trying to do virus scans. But if you have to work on partitions, you can't do that from the hard drive. you've got to be on a live system from a USB or a CD, some kind of media besides the hard drive. So, okay, it's okay again. We got to see 19 gigabyte file system. That's the backup drive. So that's what I had them divided up just about even in half. So anyway, shut this down now. And back over here to my main machine. Okay, went down. Yeah, that's a loud machine. I'm glad I had the windows open, and it did cool off this evening too, but it's 78.8 degrees in my room right now with the fan running and the window wide open, and it's 70 degrees outside. So that's what running 3 computers can do for you. My Lenovo i5, my IBM server, it's a Celeron D, and then that AMD dual core, that makes a lot of difference in getting some heat going. But I started to move a camera or something, but I'm gonna quit anyway, so reload my thing. I don't think I want to make sure before I go, I always like to make sure that I was still working. Yeah, that'll make a. Oh, that's not making feedback. I thought it was going to make video feedback doing that. But if moving the camera would just take more time to, finish up. So I'm not going to move it. Went to the wrong one, didn't I? I meant to go to this one. Okay, so there we go. Another long video, but I got done what I wanted to get done today, so that's really good. I really didn't know if I figured I'd have to leave it running doing the backup, but it was much closer to being done than I realized, so that's good. So I didn't, and I double checked it with Crusader, so I don't think there's anything to worry about as far as any misfiles or anything. And I'm not, now that I've bought a new hard drive, I'm not going to delete anything on that drive until I'm completely finished. I just figured out where I'm sitting in the picture, saw my arm moving around. Until I'm completely finished, and I know I don't need it anymore. Like I'm finished and it's running and everything's good and all that stuff. So that original drive will be my backup. Actually, it's a double backup because all those files are backed up to that backup partition as well as being on the main partition with Fedora 14. So, yeah, and my stream's working and everything. 2 hours and 18 minutes worth of streaming today. So, there we go. That's the end of all that. Video feedback's funny, isn't it? Look at all that. Okay, this dawn, and that's that. And I'll come back probably tomorrow, unless something changes, and keep working on this thing. Okay, bye-bye.